Alrighty, what's good, everybody? So there has been, let me see, there has been a new update that there's gonna be a new Doom released. I made a video a few days ago or last week, I'm not sure when, that I made an announcement about the Doom: The Dark Ages, and I thought that we're gonna actually gonna announce it in the in August with QuakeCon, and they didn't even want it to wait. I guess Bethesda's doing their own thing differently. Usually, its software would announce like the upcoming games usually every time on August, but Bethesda owns now the rights, so they're doing whatever they want. And then Microsoft now owns the rights of Bethesda, so it's basically Microsoft calling all the shots now. And since you got your let me see if I'm alive right now before I move on. See. See if the chat's working and everything. Let me make the webcam a little bit smaller. Give me 1 second. I won't have my face in the way. All right, perfect. So I'm gonna put the link in this video because I don't like spoilers and I don't want to spoil anything. So if you want to watch this in your own discretion without watching it, go ahead. I'm gonna link it as soon as I'm done with the stream. But we're gonna watch the video and then I'm gonna watch it again in slow motion and then just gonna give an analysis about the differences on this Doom and then the my thoughts and more or less what it's gonna be. My opinion though. All right, let's start, shall we? Yeah, I need to make the webcam a little bit smaller. I don't know why it looks small, but on the stream it looks a lot bigger. So let me move this probably top left corner. There we go. Most streams they usually have it on top left corner. Let me watch this at the very beginning before the whole shooting starts. Alright, so we don't know exactly the date. It just says 2025. It can be postponed and moved to 2026 onward. Just look at Doom Eternal. It got moved from 2019 to 2020, and so I wouldn't be surprised if they can move them because a lot of the times they rush a lot of these games and they come out broken. So there's a lot of good things that I like, and there's a lot of things that I didn't like. First of all, the stuff that I didn't like was looks a lot like Doom Eternal, a lot like the enemies die so quick. Like Doom Eternal is like a fusion of Serious Sam, which I like, and then Shadow Warrior, which I kind of like, but I don't like the dashing. So it's like very fast paced in a way. Let's see if the audio is working fine. Okay, yeah. So that's how I'm seeing this upcoming Doom. Like I see the fast paced being a thing now. Like I like games that are more slower paced. That doesn't mean that it takes more skill to be more fast paced. Now the thing about fast paced is that if you're playing on controller, and I'm sorry for all the controller, I used to be a console fan. I mean, I'm still am, but for the newer consoles, I kind of don't care about them anymore. That's why I move on to PC. Is that Doom Eternal? It forced you to play a game a certain way. I don't like when the game is being forced you to play a certain way. I want to play my game my way. If I want to ignore using the freaking plasma gun, and if I want to use some other weapons, I want to play like that. I don't want to force you. Oh, the enemy's weakness is like this. It forces you to play like that. So I think this game is gonna be exactly like Doom Eternal in the sense that it's gonna force you to use certain weapons, certain things, and it's like for the keyboard it's gonna be nice. You're gonna be constantly moving the hotkeys and everything. But for the controller, I don't know, man. Like I feel like Doom, and I haven't played Doom Eternal that much on PC. I only played it for like a little bit, and haven't really got into it. So I couldn't tell you if it's way better in I'm pretty sure it's way better in PC because with the controller, I'm like, man. And I was one of those weird ones that I would enjoy playing RTS games on controller back then. But now with Doom Eternal, I'm like, man, it feels like an RTS but worse. So you were forced to play it on keyboard because to be moving a lot of those hotkeys, dashing, throwing the fire. Now I'm not sure if the grenade or the fire is back. We're gonna go back and do an analysis little by little and give you my take on some of those retrospect stuff. So I like the atmosphere, the graphics kind of look awesome. So I'm not sure if this is like the new gen. Let me change this. It's at 720. Let's do 4K. Alright, so this is just the scenery. So I'm not sure what's gonna happen. This is my take. I think the demons found a way to actually. It's like Mortal Kombat. If it's they're running out of ideas, so what they're doing in games now, either it's time travel or they move to another universe. So I think after the Slayer has killed, uh, I forgot the angels, what they're called, the ones that were commanding all the demons in heaven. Um, I'm not sure if it was heaven, but it was in a celestial place. Those creatures, those angels, got destroyed on Doom Eternal. So I think the demons found a way to actually go back in time. That's why it's called the Dark Ages, so they can actually rewrite and change history as we know it. And then, of course, Slayer found a way to actually go back in time. Whoopie-doo. I honestly feel that's the story of Doom, the Dark Ages. But that's my opinion. We'll see how it unfolds in time. I would like to actually play the game when it comes out. I don't want to see a lot of trailers. Uh, Fun fact, Doom 2016, I was watching a lot of stuff, but Doom Eternal, I didn't want to watch anything, and I didn't like Doom Eternal at all. So, I'm probably gonna like this game a lot more because it's gonna come out in then Snake Energy. Snake Energy is actually not that bad of a year for me, and Maybe if it gets postponed to 2026, it might probably be even better. But it's gonna have a lot of elements of Doom Eternal. Like I like more of a slower pace game. And yeah, you got those towers, so there's gonna be probably a lot of jumping. I hope not, man. I hope not. So that's one of the things that I would whine, and then there was other people that whine that there was a lot of jumping that it felt like a Mario Brothers game. All right, so the double shotgun probably is not gonna have that ability that would make you teleport towards an enemy. It might not. We're not sure. All right, so basically, let's look at that suit right here. So this is the Doom Eternal, and this is the Doom 2016. So yeah, it changed a lot. Like the core, it looks similar to Doom Eternal. Like it looks a lot like Doom Eternal. It looks way different than the Doom 2016. But then you look at the shoulders, the spikes, and then it has the chain, and then it has this thing. I don't know why they added this, but go figure. And I guess the gauntlets. I like the 2016 model the most. I might probably like this one in time, but we'll see. I need to see more or less. And then I brought a lot of. It has a mixture of Doom 2016. It has the red thing in the middle. The Doom Eternal didn't have it. Let's see, Doom Eternal. Oh, there's people with thumbnails. Oh, it kind of does have it, but it's a lot smaller. Give me 1 second, because I'm gonna put Slayer here. I never paid attention that the Doom Eternal had it. It does have it, but it's a lot smaller. So this one's a lot bigger. So it's look like a. It went from basically boob size B to a boob size D, or the one bigger than D. I don't know what it's called. So it's a lot bigger now. The other one, the Doom Eternal, was a lot smaller. And then of course you got that spikes here, and then the helmet. Yep, it's a lot different. I do prefer the helmet from Doom Eternal. It was the thing that I prefer the most. But aside from that, like the helmet, I mean not the helmet, the vest and everything, I prefer the 2016 model. Only the helmet for Doom Eternal was amazing, in my opinion. Okay. There's gonna be like a satellite. I'm pretty sure that's the Slayer. Yeah, because I think that's probably the demons. Or it could be the humans and they have it now and then somebody attacking them. Because everything's destroyed, so I'm pretty sure the Slayer's gonna have backup this time, or you're gonna be start watching out from any aerial attacks from that orbit. I'm not entirely sure. Let's see if the chat is working, because it was working fine last time when I was doing the live stream, but I don't know. I'm not seeing anything this time, so my apologies if you're chatting. So the Mancubus model, man. Oh boy. Let's look at that Mancubus. Of course, the one. Let's see. Yeah, so they wanted to go back to the roots of the original one for the 2000 for the Doom Eternal. My apologies, not Eternal. No, They wanted the original roots from Doom Eternal, not 2016. This is the 2016. Now this one looks a lot different. Like the canyon, it looks a lot bigger on the back. It looks like they have like a vest or so. You know how those soldiers in World War One or two were they would have like those roll beds. That's how this looks in the back. And then some pointy stuff from the stomach. You know what? I always like the Mancubus models, but they die really quick. So this shotgun probably might have a quadruple function to shoot 4 shots. Dude, how are you gonna kill it in 2 shots, man? Hopefully they don't die that quick because on Doom Eternal they the Mancubus will kind of die quick. I feel like they were of a less threat because there were just so many enemies that most of the strong enemies they just got weaker and weaker. Like on Doom 3, they were strong, and then Doom 2016, they were like fairly strong, but not as strong. And then Doom Eternal, they were kind of like okay, but kind of weak. And that's the thing because they're adding so many enemies, they have to make the enemies a lot weaker. Now, if you're playing on harder difficulties, that's when the enemies feel like they're a lot harder. They're shooting 4 cannons. Look at that, man. How are they shooting 4? Dude, they're shooting 2 at a time. So 2 on the left side, 2 on the right. So now the Mancubus is gonna have more an area of effect radius of shooting, which they're gonna be more of a threat. And then there's some guys over there in the back that look like skeletons with freaking shields. They're probably zombies. So not sure what kind of weapon is this. It's probably like a. It looks like the how it shoots. It looks like the Devastator from Duke Nukem. These are probably the zombies, but I need to really see them a little bit more close. Yeah, I can't see, man. It's kind of shadowy. I wanted to see like more how it looks. If I can go back and zoom it. Oh man, it's hard. Yeah, they kind of look like a mixture of the 2016 and Doom Eternal models. So I see what they're doing here. They're mashing up both games and making it into one. So I like that they're changing the art style. It's not entirely the same. And then the shield's gonna probably be the next. Instead of the fire, wouldn't be surprised if they replace the fire with the shield. Um, they might bring the grenades back. I'm pretty sure they might, because we had it in 2016 and Doom Eternal, but we didn't have the fire on Doom 2016. So I think the developers want to make the change instead of the fire, make it into the shield, and then the fire, of course, you would get armor pieces from it, and what other stuff that the fire was good? Trying to think of something else. I think it was yeah, armor shards. I think there was some enemies that are you needed to use them. I forgot. That looks like the gladiator, by the way. No, no, not that one. The one after this footage. That's the Revenant, by the way. It seems like the shots, instead of being like fireballs, they look like skeletons. I don't know if you can see that right there. They look like skeletons. Skeleton shots. Dude, all the enemies that are being showcased have area of effect. They're no longer shooting at one side. They're shooting at multiple sides, man. They really want to beef up the difficult in this game. So I think that's the Marauder on top of it looks like a Kako Demon, but I'm not entirely sure if it's a Kako Demon. Yeah, that looks like a Marauder, looks like a Slayer. Yeah, it looks like a Marauder, man. It has the two horns and then the eyes similar to the Marauder. Yeah, so I'm not sure, but it does look like a Marauder. And then there's that damn, that Kako Demon looks a lot like the one from Doom 3, but at the same time, it looks a lot like from the Duke Nukem. This one right here looks like a flying octopus. It looks a lot like that Octo Brains from Duke Nukem. And then the model for the Arachnotron kind of still looks intimidating like the other one. Shooting the laser, man. Shooting a laser. So what was the Kako Demon doing? Just chilling? Yeah, just chilling. Looking in the back like most of the Doom games. A lot of times the AI for the freaking Kako Demon won't do jack shit. So you're seeing him arrive here in the left side. Let me see if I can move the camera on the other side so you can see what I'm talking about here. It's floating, so it's gonna be a little bit slower, the Kako Demon. Wait a minute, it doesn't look like a Kako Demon. It looks like the Mother Brain. Dude, this thing's huge right here. It looks twice or three times the size of the one over here. Probably a new enemy, or it could be a Kako Demon. For all intents and purposes, I don't know what Bethesda slash id Software slash Microsoft is gonna surprise us. We'll see. And of course, aside from being a shield, now it's the Slayer's the Predator. He can throw a freaking sickle just like the Predator now. Damn, dude, it's gonna be a very OP item. So I think probably the ammo is gonna be very scarce, just like Doom Eternal, and they're gonna force you to use the shield a lot in this damn game. So that's my opinion. We'll see. And then there's a Mancubus over there in the back, kind of distant. It looks like an imp. Wait, no, they look like the zombies. They look a lot like the ones from Doom Eternal. That's why they die really quick. And then the zombies with the guns, of course, they're a lot stronger and more durable. The heck? What killed it though? Oh, the attack shot. No, the reversal, the boomerang from the damn shield killed it. That looks like the arc bile right here. That looks like the arc bile right here. Damn, it was about to do something, but we didn't see. Yeah, considering the size, it is looking a lot like the arc bile. Yup, it is looking a lot like the arc bile. It's kind of huge, and you know the arc bile is actually one of the tallest demons in the Doom franchise or series. I said franchise series. My bad. That looks probably like an imp, and that's the Hell Knight, the one that's coming close. I like the fact that the Hell Knights are very like movable. They move, they pounce. It was amazing when we saw that in 2016. I'm like, damn, it's not like that slow moving like a dinosaur in Doom 3. Which I mean, I like it as well, but it's awesome when you see this guy pounce at the ground. Wait a minute, that's the same enemy we saw over here. So it could be the imp or a new enemy. I'm not sure which one is it. Now that looks like the gladiator from Doom Eternal. There was, I think it was a boss. Was it Doom Eternal? I think it was Doom Eternal, the gladiator. And I think on Doom 2016, there was a boss that was very similar to that as well. That looked a lot like a bigger, stronger version of Baron of Hell, basically. So it forces you to actually use a mace now to stun it, I guess, and make sure to actually kill it. Yeah, I'm actually liking this demon a lot. It's looking really, really good. And of course, that's one of the things that I was actually very disappointed with Doom Eternal is that we didn't get. I don't want to spoil it. There was some stuff in the DLC, but it was kind of like lame. It was the big what do they call Icon of Sin or the big ass demons in the game. It does look like now you can actually fight it. So it's gonna have a feature of you getting into a robot. Not only that, you're also gonna. That looks like the Guardian from Doom 3 right there. But I think it's probably the Slayer, the Marauder, because it has. And then the wings, dude. This part looks a lot like Turok Evolution. Go play Turok Evolution or watch a video on Turok Evolution where you see the pterodactyl. It was probably one of the most annoying parts in the game, and actually was amazing as well because you would see a lot of things. So I would actually wouldn't mind if they instead of all the jumping we had in Doom Eternal, if they added the flying part and replaced from all the jumping, dude, I would prefer from going building to building with this pterodactyl than the jumping feature. Because it was very annoying to go building to building and all the dashing. I'm like, some people liked it. Respect their decision, but I personally didn't like it. And it just actually didn't want to. I didn't want to play the game that much anymore because there's just so much jumping, dude. Like I'm so used to doing the killing. Like I don't mind the killing and having a lot of enemies more than usual than the other Dooms because Doom 2016 had the demons as well, but it wasn't as much as Doom Eternal. Doom Eternal had like waves upon waves, and it felt like if you were playing a Serious Sam game. And that explains why in the Bethesda Gear Store we haven't seen any merch for Doom because they were waiting for this. And that's what I was thinking. I'm like, they're probably waiting for another Doom because back into 2019 they were pushing merch for Doom Eternal a year before the game came out, so they're doing it now for Doom the Dark Ages. So they started with the mugshot and then the T-shirt, which actually the mugshot looks really really nice, like the quality, but it's like it's plain. It just says Doom the Dark Ages. Hopefully the logo for the Doom changes. I want to see something like the Doom logo, like having a medieval, more like a bronze metal, the Doom look. I don't care about the Dark Ages. This looks fine to me. Kind of the Doom logo, man. Looks very, very casual, just dark and just put it out there. Hopefully, I think they're gonna go with this, man, because they already push the mug and the look. I personally don't like it. Everybody's gonna miss the yellow red that was known for all the Dooms. This one's gonna change. So that's a big disappointment right there, man. I think 2016 probably had the white logo, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I had the plain white logo. So it was kind of disappointing for the 2016 as well. So for the Doom Eternal, we had that. Wait, what? It was white as well? The heck is going on in here? Well, yeah, I want this logo to be pushed. This looks a lot better for the merch in the Bethesda Gear store. If it say shirts, mugs, or any upcoming logo that's gonna have Doom. Hopefully they can actually watch this video and take my advice. This looks a lot better than this. Come on, man. I'm pretty sure the vast majority of people would agree with me. This looks a lot better than this. So, yeah, so that explains why we haven't seen merch. Maybe we're probably going to see a statue by the end of the year or probably early next year. Um, I haven't played Starfield, but they came out with this statue, dude. The price is actually going up because I guess everything's going up now. And I think probably Bethesda managed to actually found a better manufacturing Chinese companies that make better statues. Because I'm not gonna lie, man, like they were charging at a very reasonable price for 110 scales for the past 4 or 5 years. But damn, some of the sizes, some of the models, nobody even like the Doom fans that I know, they just didn't even mention anything. Like the Revenant, for example, it's really small. The Pinky statue is a lot bigger, and then there's a lot of things, man. I can go on and on about this. Yes, I haven't played Starfield Blue, but this looks amazing. Like that crystals on the bottom. I really like the statue. Now I never played Starfield, so that's one thing that they announced not too long ago. And there's people that buy everything from the store. They buy one for themselves and they will buy one to resell it. Now the smartest thing if you have a lot of money is buy three of anything. So you buy one for yourself and then you buy two just to have it around because if there's scalpers that buy more than five and they've been really biting them now the scalpers because they're losing money because the vast majority of people are not really paying that much. And the only thing that I'm seeing that they pay more now is the hot toys. But aside from hot toys, like like regular toys, statues, caps, shirts, bobbleheads, Funkos, anything else, they're just selling at what they got it for, a little bit of profit, not that much, or they're losing money out of it. And so I think like a three, buying three if you're gonna scalp is actually a good amount because you're buying one for yourself, and then hopefully if you do a good profit, you sell one, and then the other one it's gonna be a backup, or you can store it later if it's gonna go up in value. Um, let's see what else I was gonna mention. I don't have to go to this website. It's the gamer, the Eurogamer. Yeah, so for 2014, a lot of the games that I've been seeing, they're kind of, in my opinion, 2014 has probably been the worst year in games being released ever since 2017. Like prove me wrong. I'm sorry if I'm actually offending you, but 2025 is looking very, very promising. Probably indie games is where it's at for 2024. You got Two Dragons Dogma 2, which everybody was excited, but when it got released, the PC version was getting a lot of problems, frame rate issues. So, like I said, everybody's now waiting on games when they're on sale. So, look, these are the games that came out in January of this year. There's nothing that is really giving me the attention. I think Kingdom Rush is like the only game that I really want to get this year. Silent Hill's gonna come out later this year, but everybody's already talking shit that's gonna be bad. So that's another great game that might be good. But aside from that, like, man, ever since 2017, 2017 wasn't a good year for me, that is, when it came to games. Like, it was a very trashy year for games. That's when I came back to Magic, and wasn't a very good choice, but yeah. So sometimes some of the games, there's nothing that good, man. I want to see a zombie game that's similar to the movie A Night of the Living Dead, but we haven't seen anything, a survival where they force you to move in a house and survive there until backup arrives, and then you can leave, and then have a randomizer where the keys and weapons, they they spawn differently every time you start a game. So sometimes you can get screwed, sometimes you can actually enjoy all the stuff they give you. So that's what I would like to see in a game, man. Like a survival horror where you start in a graveyard and then you have to move into a farm, and then you go to a house, and then there's a shack next to it. Then you try and survive and get supplies until like the sunrise arrives, and then you can get saved. Similar to like Dead Rising, but minus killing all the zombies really fast. Make it a lot harder to kill a zombie. Make it so that supplies are a lot harder. That's the type of game I want to see in 2024. You know what? Terminator Dark Fate wasn't bad, but you know what? No, there's nothing. Hasn't been like anything that really has been drawn to me that much. I'm not gonna say there's bad games being released, like Wrath, Eon of Ruin. I think it got released on PC, but it was released. Was it last year? Huh. Are these the games for 2024? The heck? Anyways, let's see here. Dude, there hasn't been anything. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, boo-hoo. It hasn't been doing too good compared to the original, because not everybody has a freaking PS5 now. And then some people bought the PS5 and they're like, what's the point of having a console where there's not that many games? And a lot of people sold their PS5s in 2022 and 2023. So um, now it's a lot harder to actually sell PS5 at like profit. People would sell their PS5 and make profit, dude. Like they would pay 500, like 600. They will sell it for like 700, 800 used. Used. So it was a good opportunity to get some, like, enjoy the console, make some money back. But yeah, the console was way too big for my taste, man. See, there's more games on this month, but then there hasn't been anything really getting me the attention. Everybody now wants a remake or remasters, and they're the ones that are actually doing better now in 2024. See, Dragon's Dogma 2. Yeah, so the month of March was actually a very good month for games. There was a lot of titles being released. My God, man. A lot of these games I have never heard of them. Month of June. You know, another game that I would love to see, that would have probably been an indie game, would probably be Game Boy Color games that they can actually be re-released with online feature now and push it as an indie game. The developers can actually have that game and budget it like less than $10,000, dude, and definitely bank some money. Like another one would be Warlock, and they would have like a war function, like a tug of war function, where you send your army, like similar to what they had with the army feature when you had the Game Boy Color and the other Game Boy Color, and actually played online. And I actually felt like that game is actually one of the most, if not the most underrated game on the Game Boy Color. See, there's nothing that is marking my attention here, man. Legend of Heroes Trial. I don't know. I didn't know they were gonna make another one. That's a good game, but Kingdom Rush 5. That's the only game that I'm really anticipated to get. Steam World Heist 2 is another great game. I might probably ended up trying this one, but not on like a launch. Um, I need to beat the first one though. So I was like, man, look at these games, dude. Star Wars Outlaws, I don't know how great that one would be. Gundam Breaker 4, those two look convincing. Another Warhammer game. I bought one, but I'm never gonna get into it because nobody plays. And it's one of those games that if you get one, you get hooked, you're gonna get all of them. Just like those freaking BNet Warcraft, StarCraft games. It's like you get hooked and you want to play more of those titles. And like, nah, I'm good, man. Then Silent Hill 2. Wait, October 8th? I thought it was gonna be October 30th or 31st. So they moved it on the 8th. Man, Konami is so driven to getting money, man. They released it on the 8th. They really, really want money. Let's hope if it lives to the standards because I think they're getting jealous now that Capcom has been getting so much glory this past 6 years, and then Konami has been. I mean, they've been getting a lot of money because of Asia, the Asian market, because I think they're into the gacha market and then the mobile game, which brings billions of dollars in revenue. But nah, man, most fans, gamers, they want a console or PC game, not a mobile game, man. I wouldn't touch mobile games anymore. And then December, there's practically nothing. Then there's other games. Serious Sally, I'm not entirely sure when it's gonna be released, so that's another game. There's a lot of games on Steam that I have it on my wish list that says 2024 or to be TBA, and they might actually be pushed, or sometimes they just get canceled. And but that's like the worst case scenario, they get canceled. So yeah, 2025, there's a lot of great games coming out. Like there's three RTS games that I'm really anticipated to get, and then Doom: The Dark Ages is gonna come out in 2025. So yeah, I already knew 2024 was gonna be like a year that's not gonna be that good for gaming. Prove me wrong. Say in the comments why 2024 is actually a good year for gaming. It looks trash in my opinion. I mean, there's some good games here, but nothing that is really, really marking my attention, man. Most of the YouTubers that I follow and some of the people that I follow on Twitch, they're all drawn to games that are gonna be released in 2025. So I'm gonna cut the stream and yeah, take care everybody, and hopefully we can hear better news from Doom in the coming months, if not weeks. We'll see what happens. Take care everybody.